Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. In the hours preceding Liverpool versus Tottenham, it is the transfer latest and we are powered by Snickers Protein. Thank you so much to Snickers Protein. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. It's not just powering the show, it's powering our office as well. Yeah, they're brilliant. You can get involved with what they're doing. They're going to be a deadline day live show. The band is coming back together, digitally speaking. Of course, on Monday, over on the Ball Street YouTube channel, Deadline Day Live, will Liverpool be doing any last-minute madness? You know what? Doesn't even matter because me and Chris are going to be there. Flav and James are going to be there. The Toffee TV boys will be dialed in as well. A whole host of other of our favourite faces, and we're just going to have a laugh with it all. So yeah, do check out that show. If you want to get any questions in, we're going to be answering some of your Fanline thoughts, feelings, fears, questions, all that stuff. You can tweet to @the Redmen TV using hashtag Fanline, and you can get involved. And if you want to send any video clips in for that Monday show, you can do that as well using that. Yeah, there's a few bits and pieces. I mean, we've actually got as close to a piece of actual transfer news as we've had for weeks for a week. Wayne Rooney, Derby County now manager, we know, has all but confirmed the transfer of Kaide Gordon to Liverpool. Gordon's alive. Paul Gorst from the Liverpool Echo saying, Derby boss Wayne Rooney confirms it, saying for his development, I would have liked him to stay. But I understand once the champions of England want to sign you, it's difficult to turn down. It's what you do when you just turn the speed up on Wayne Rooney. You get my accent instead. Yeah, good. I mean, what I like is I like this. I've kind of forgotten because Liverpool have been in a little bit of a mire, haven't they, for the last, month, 5 weeks or whatever. There's no need for Wayne Rooney to call us the champions of England. But it shows you what an important thing it is and how much it means to someone like him as well, which is great as a blue nose mank. Yeah, great. Yeah, so yeah, Kaide Gordon, we know, winger. We discussed him on the show earlier this week, I think. Do go back and check that out. I had a little bit more chat about him, and we talked about him as well on the Reds News Roundup show on the redmentv.com on our Liverpool streaming service this week. So yeah, we had a bit of a chat about what it means. It means that Liverpool are still doing business, not necessarily the business we all would have us do, but at least they're continuing along with the mission statement, as it were. So yeah, good. Liverpool again have not for now. He's 16 years old. He's made, I think, between 1 and 3 minutes of championship football under his belt, depending on who you talk to on that one. So yeah, definitely not one we're going to see this season. But Liverpool going about the business of getting young, exciting talent into the side. There's talk about him being amongst the best players in his age bracket in the country, which is exactly, when you consider other lads who play in the front three, except we've obviously got Harvey Elliott who's going gangbusters at Blackburn Rovers this season. But look further down the line. Look at the lads who have kicked on. I'm not saying this lad's going to be the next Jadon Sancho, but I'd rather us have the next Jadon Sancho than have to worry about finding 100 million to buy him from somewhere else, certainly. Right, another piece of sort of news. Bobby Brown shoes, that's Roberto Martinez to you and I. The Belgian manager was asked by FC Inter News. Now, we discussed this, I think it was last week, about Divock, and the only links we've seen anything to do with Divock have been in relation to Inter Milan, and the talk is they want someone to come and support, to back up Romelu Lukaku, who again is absolutely his career reborn over in Serie A at the moment. But Martinez was chatting to FC Inter News, apparently, and he was asked, and this is very roughly translated from Italian, so bear with me on this. In your attacking team, there is Origi, talking about Belgium, obviously. In regards to the Nerazzurri, Inter Milan, would Divock be happy if he did for Inter what he does for you, and that is deputy Lukaku? And Bobby Martinez says he's a great talent. For a very young age, he achieved at a high level of performance. 2014, starting in the World Cup in Brazil. 7 years have already passed, blah, 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 blah. He remains a young athlete, and then goes on to say, although he's scored historic goals in the Champions League and Premier League in the last 3 seasons, he's not at the minutes that could be expected, at least here in Belgium. So he's saying they need and want more from Divock in terms of playing regular minutes. He's an athlete who's not afraid. Nothing's too big for him, so much so that he's had that success I was talking about before. What is certain is that he would need to play more and have a more central role. Here there are many expectations regarding his decision in this market session. So basically what Martinez is saying there is that if he wants to be, he needs Divock Origi to play more football and more minutes, and centrally, and in a centre forward position, which is his position. And obviously Inter Milan, the only club linked with him, are basically saying he'll come and be an understudy to Romelu Lukaku. Does that mean he's going to get that minute? Is he going to get better chances at Inter? I don't know. At the moment, there's nothing on the table, of course, in terms of minutes or value, I should say. So yeah, I wouldn't see that, but that's the one. He's the big one. He's the one that sticks out like a big sore thumb in Liverpool's squad right now, that if you got a bid in for him, you would very much consider what any offers that came in for Origi, but as yet, still nothing concrete on the table. Liverpool apparently could consider a summer move for Declan Rice. He gets rave reviews. He's not necessarily one that I've been absolutely thrilled by. But what the Guardian, this is the Guardian, by the way. This isn't like us picking something up from Le D Sport, as we often do in these transfer windows. But basically what they're saying is Thomas Tuchel is not a fan, and Chelsea are the team that have been most strongly linked with him. Very Lampard player. Obviously, I think you can understand the connections there. I mean, West Ham to Chelsea is definitely a path well trodden as far as Frank Lampard understood. But what they're saying in The Guardian is that Lampard's sacking could be a blow for Rice, who was best friends with Chelsea midfielder Mason Mount. There have been suggestions, however, that Liverpool could consider a summer move for Rice as they attempt to refresh their squad. So yeah, not for now, and I can't see West Ham being in any hurry to sell. And we had a game, we discussed this on, I think this again was on the Redmen TV Roundup show. West Ham are a perfect example. There's a tier of clubs, and bear in mind West Ham are flying in the league at the moment, so understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to West Ham, but what I mean is that tier of football teams in the Premier League who have got a lot of really good players, but they're not like a European regular, so they're trying to just get in the Europa League would constitute success for a season for them. They're made up with this pandemic situation, provided they can just about keep the lights on and all that kind of stuff. They're in a world where they don't really, there's no money, there's no one with flash cash floating around trying to steal all the best players. So in years gone by, if Chelsea really wanted them mid-season, they'd go out and they'd put 50 million, 60 million down for them and just get them. And I don't think any club has got that in this window. So it does it might bear fruit for someone like West Ham, particularly with their ambitions this campaign. But would you be interested in seeing him join Liverpool in the summer? We know he can play centre mid. There's talk of him probably being, he's playing as good games as centre mid, but is he someone who would actually be a better centre half in the way that Liverpool play football? He's big, he's strong, he's robust, he's good on the ball. Liverpool could do worse than that, again, considering that we can't go and get loads of cheap lads from Europe anymore. So it might be a thing. I can't imagine that's going to go down well in the comments, but please do let me know your thoughts regardless. And just lastly, a couple of interesting points. Sean Bradbury of the Liverpool Echo is responding to claims that someone took a picture of Liverpool training at Leyton Orient's ground ahead of the game tonight, and Fabinho wasn't pictured. Now, the Echo are saying they reached out for comment. And there was basically, but the person says, sorry, I'm not sure. I did see Fabinho out there, so I can't confirm. I didn't watch the whole training session, of course. And then I believe there's something here. Here we go. Liverpool have declined to comment on the speculation, which comes just hours before this evening's 8 p.m. kickoff in London. That doesn't bode particularly well. Now, I don't think Liverpool would comment one way or the other, because it's all potential advantage to the opponents or not. Now, if Spurs believe that Fabinho's going to be out, that would be great news, and that would be something that they would be looking to capitalise on. That Liverpool wouldn't just come out and say, nah, that's nonsense, does leave me slightly concerned. The good news is, though, that Jordan Henderson and Joel Matip were both back in full team training, so they should be available for tonight. But yeah, we'll have to see how that sort of pans out. So let's get into the fan line. If you've got any comments you want in the live alongside, then you can stick them in there and I'll try and get to some as well. Kempston Interface, there's a reference for you. Says, #Fanline, that's what you got to use, remember. Did losing Keanu Hoover during the summer widen the current drop-off in quality from our injured centre-back to where Williams currently are in their development? I was actually thinking about this the other day, about Hoover. Someone was running through a list of the players, the defensive players that moved in the summer. And obviously, He was a right back for Liverpool, and he was very much third in the pecking order second in the pecking order of the youth right backs, but probably fourth in the pecking order behind Trent, Milner, Nico Williams. So obviously Liverpool thought they could get some value in him, generate some money, help with the Jota deal. Of course, the talk is that Keanu Hoover will end up at centre half, and I think he's played centre half for the Dutch youth team. I don't know. I don't think he was tall enough or robust enough yet to be a centre back, if I'm perfectly honest. But I must admit, it was something that did creep into my mind. Again, if you're watching, any thoughts on that? Do you think Hoover would have actually gotten game time? What he has got is pace, which is one thing that we are severely lacking. So would you rather have had a weaker, more aerially prone centre-half who's got great recovery pace? It's an interesting question. AK at Messirano says, assuming no transfers or further injuries, what would realistically represent a satisfactory season given our situation? Look, I think a bit's being made of all this, and look, this might fall flat if Liverpool don't get points tonight, or if Liverpool don't get back to winning ways very, very soon indeed. But Liverpool, a satisfactory season is Liverpool challenging for the title. Anything less than a title challenge is less than satisfactory. You champions. It's not like 5 years ago where Mourinho's press conference was really interesting. What he said, like, it's not more of a challenge when you've already won one, because you know you can do it. You know, that doubt of are you good enough is a bigger pressure than the one of can you go again. So I think Liverpool, as satisfactory, is making sure that we're in the title conversation with a month to go, 6 weeks to go, whatever. Start from there, and make sure that we get to, go deep in the Champions League, and anything beyond that, I'm not prepared to concede the season just yet. Is kind of what I'm saying. And Liverpool Red, because we said the fan line thing could be used to just send fears and doubts and miseries and all that kind of stuff in. Just says, just want a centre back, and then he sent us a wonderful crying gif in as well, which you can check out if you go to Redmen TV. Yeah, me too. I just want us to go and buy a senior centre half. There's talk of like Shokodan Mustafi being available. Would you, if you could get him on a free transfer, would you just grab him? It's an interesting question. Yes, right, we're going to be doing more of this. We'll be back tomorrow. Chris Pajak will be in the studio doing Transfer Latest on Friday at 5 p.m. We're going to be back tonight doing a commentary watch-along for Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur. Hopefully you'll see us get back to winning ways, because it's been so long since we've done that. But yeah, if you're going to do it, come and join us and have a laugh with us as well. Other than that, thank you so much. Thank you for Snickers Protein for powering the Transfer Latest. And don't forget to get your subscription dropped onto the Ball Street YouTube channel for Monday's Deadline Day Live show. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching the Redmen TV YouTube channel. Everything we do here is funded by our wonderful subscribers to the redmentv.com. Get over there, sign up and get amazing additional content, interviews, documentaries, mini-series, and of course additional pre and post match day content.